Absolutely false. 100% not true.
First things first, there is a common misconception that taking abortion pills could affect future fertility. True or false?
Absolutely false. 100% not true. Abortion pills leave your system quite quickly, so your fertility actually will return quite quickly after utilizing medication abortion. So, if there is a fear about unwanted pregnancy after taking medication abortion, then you really do need to follow it up with a form of birth control afterwards. So, it does not affect your future fertility. Use protection afterwards because your fertility will come back quicker than you think.
I've seen some concern about weight limit on abortion pills. Get into it.
I think this actually comes a lot from the idea that Plan B and abortion pills are the same thing. So, Plan B does have a weight limit, right? It's like 150, 165 pounds, and then it becomes less effective. Abortion pills don't have that. So, anybody of any size can take abortion pills and it'll be just as effective. So, no, there's no weight limit with abortion pills.
If somebody is asking themselves, are these pills going to affect my hormone replacement therapy? What do you have to say?
It won't actually. There will be a slight spike in estrogen levels, but it's a very, very slight spike and it will decrease like almost immediately after the procedure is done. And so there really is not a concern if someone is taking testosterone or estrogen and wants to go through with a medication abortion. Abortions don't just affect cisgender women. This is a procedure that everybody can partake in and that everybody needs.
Okay. Say you're not pregnant, my bad, and you take abortion pills. Can they hurt you?
That is a really good question. And the answer is no. Taking abortion pills, if you aren't pregnant, won't hurt you. One thing that I will say is sometimes people ask about ectopic pregnancy. So they are, if they maybe have an ectopic pregnancy, so they know that they're pregnant and they take the abortion pills and nothing happens, like they're like, what's going on? Like, I know I'm pregnant, but these aren't working. That could be a sign that, yeah, that pregnancy is like ectopic, which just means that it's taking place somewhere other than the uterus, like it implanted somewhere other than the uterus. And so if you do have an ectopic pregnancy and take abortion pills, it won't hurt you, but it won't work either. And so that's just something to consider as well.
If I got my abortion pills online and my bestie got hers at the hospital, are they the same pills?
Absolutely. Same thing. Those are absolutely the same medications, no matter if you got them from the hospital, if you got them from a site that sells pills, if you got them from a telehealth provider, same thing.
And now this is a hard one, but we know that abortion pills are safe, but does a medication abortion hurt?
It's definitely an uncomfortable process, right? Like, I don't think anybody's gonna say, "Yeah, I had, like, the best, like, physical experience ever going through this process," but how much it actually hurts can depend on a variety of things. One, it depends on how high your pain tolerance is naturally, and that can differ wildly between people. It can also depend on how far along into the pregnancy you are when you're taking them. So, the farther along into pregnancy that you are, the more cramping that you might experience. However, you can do things like take ibuprofen, just like over the counter pain medications to help with that cramping. And you can also use things like heating pads or just little comfort things to kind of help with the pain management side of things. So there are ways to mitigate it, but it shouldn't be like extremely painful.
Say there was someone out there in a state where there are some serious abortion restrictions. They've taken the pills and they're scared. Where can they turn to get support?
A really, really great resource for everyone to have on hand is the Miscarriage and Abortion Hotline. It is a completely free, completely anonymous resource that is staffed by medical professionals. The really great thing about it being staffed by medical professionals is that people can ask those medical questions, right? So a lot of times people will be like, oh my gosh, am I bleeding too much? Am I doing this? And so being able to go to the Miscarriage and Abortion Hotline, have those questions answered, have somebody reassure you or let you know if further action needs to be taken is a really great resource to have on hand.
What options are out there if someone is a minor, maybe under 18?
There are a couple of different ways to go about this. So, different providers will have different um, kind of rules around how young of a patient they can prescribe to if you're going like the traditional telehealth route. Some of those can be, depending on the state, it varies. However, websites that sell pills typically don't have any sort of age restriction on them. So, really, they're not necessarily checking the age of the person ordering the pills. There are also some states that have judicial bypass, if you will. So, basically, if you live in a state where parental consent is like required for accessing like an abortion, you can go through this judicial bypass process to say like actually I don't want I don't want to have to get my parents' consent. And so that is another process to go through. Though it can be a bit involved, so just know that up front.
There are a whole lot of folks out there guilty of asking Chat GPT to do a whole lot of things for them. Maybe make an agenda for the day or help them write that paper. But can Chat GPT give me answers about my self-medicated abortion?
This is something we've been seeing a lot of recently. And the thing about Chat GPT and other types of like AI assisted, you know, platforms like it is that they pull sources from the entirety of the internet, right? So, especially when we're talking about abortion, there's so much false information about abortion on the internet, and ChatGPT doesn't have a way of knowing whether or not what it's actually saying to you is false or not. And so best practice, don't use ChatGPT to answer these questions because there's a really good chance that they might accidentally give you a crisis pregnancy center or tell you some information about something crazy like, I don't know, like abortion pill reversal or something just because it's on the internet. And it's not true at all. And so it's a lot safer to go through a trusted source to get that information than using ChatGPT.
Just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true.
Yes.
And then we've used the term crisis pregnancy center a few times. Could you define it?
So, a crisis pregnancy center is essentially a place that makes it seem like they offer abortion services, right? Like, it'll make it seem a little bit like, yeah, you can come here and talk about your options, but really, they do not offer abortion services, and their entire purpose is to try to get you to keep your pregnancy, basically. And so they'll do things like give you an ultrasound or like, you know, try to like counsel you, but really all the counseling that they're doing is to get you to keep that pregnancy. And so a lot of people accidentally find themselves in these crisis pregnancy centers not thinking they're going to get like the care that they wanted and realize very quickly like these people are trying to like do something nefarious. And so um and it doesn't hurt like it also doesn't help that they are like seriously backed. Like they've got buku money at
Yeah.
the crisis pregnancy
Some of
center.
it federal money, by the
Yeah.
way. A lot of
Yeah.
it. Your tax dollars, unfortunate but true. Um, yeah, I mean, they are essentially catfishing,
Yeah,
right? They are
basically.
catfishing you. They're buying Google ads to be at the top of your search. I know there was one across the street from my high school. They're placing themselves next to
Oh, bo
clinics.
yeah.
And so, bottom line, we've got to be careful. We've got to go to the people and the resources we trust, and Plan C Pills is just a great place to start.